Yeah, no,
Is it a bird? No, it's a fake. It's a Schenker.
Yeah.
Ah, it's a fake bird. Yeah.
Looks messed up.
Doch Esel. So schön.
Wow, so nice.
Someone's a happy bird.
The
The very similar one is that.
So schön. Ja. Und der wie Gold. Ja, wie Gold. Yes. Look, the mouth is an amma.
yeah.
Can I get it? The broad finger.
Hello.
Snow.
But this is also very funny, like when it's still on top.
Oh, look mal, das sind ja richtige Glöckchen.
Yeah.
Is this one like the one we also have?
I think so. I think
But
there's
just
relatives.
much bigger.
They're relatives. They're much bigger, yes.
Where did you put your shoes?
Right there.
I throw it away.
Freedom.
Oh, it's a bit wet.
Oh, yep. Look. It's very wet. Oh, da ist warm.
Oh, this one's also very pretty.
So wet there.
It's very nice. Now we found the stone circle.
Wer ist mutig?
Feuchtes
You
Moor.
have to take the right path, it's the rule. The wet swamp.
Oh.
You can go the other path if you would like. It's swamp. Oh, did you see how it sprays out? Good sounds, good sounds.
They said East Asia Stream.
Is it mud? Adi?
You must probably feel better. And the water dead.
No. That was
No one has ever returned. 50 centimeters.
Oh, 50?
I know. Just now I saw several child there underneath like or like muddy. I wonder what did she do? Okay,
Now we know.
she did this.
It's been a pleasure knowing you.
No, he doesn't do it. Is he doing it?
50 centimeters. You'll never see it.
Oh.
Was deeper in me.
Oh!
Also ich glaube, man muss nicht dann.
Egal.
Is it ash cold or what?
Ist es kalt?
Look at your legs.
Do it! Hop into it! Say hello!
You look like you dipped your leg into a hot chocolate.
Say hello to me!
What do you mean?
You are like that hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly.
So wahnsinnig
You are so happy I can see.
Nice.
Look it!
Who let their children? Yeah, that's
Look mal, wie das aussieht.
the swamp has claimed you. Nice boots.
Yeah.
Should only be.
Hättest du mal können haben.
Yeah. So gut.
Von vorne sieht es so lustig aus. Aber das ist wirklich sehr schön angelegt. Sehr schön. Schau jetzt wieder feuchtes Moor. Wow.
Nice, nice.
This person.
Bunny.
I would let my dreams be.
Sorry.
Look, we can even
Yeah.
Make it more wet.
Be clean before you go back home.
Good squishing. Oh yes.
Das tönt aber noch recht.
You can go here the wise path to your right. This is a completely different kind of dirt.
Oh,
It's a
yes,
very
this is
different
very-
sort of experience.
Oh Gott.
Can't.
Don't drop your kid.
Oh no, it's so cold.
This is what Swiss
That's
people
why
do
you
for
need to
fun.
wash your feet afterwards.
Schon noch schön angelegt.
Sehr schön.
Im Ofen. Ah, noch ein bisschen Zwiebeln. Und dann
Alright.
Und dann das. Und dann da im Ofen innen trocknet.
I want to stay away.
Dann
Also-
habe ich nochmal schnell in die Küche gehaxt, also ein bisschen geköttert. Und dann jetzt ist es eigentlich wie so ein Bärlauchpulver.
When it's like arrival at department, departure.
Come, sit this one.
Quickly.
We're coming quickly.
It will be
Groß, aber eben, du siehst es richtig, also auf die Schattenseite.
Wow. No, the others have lost us. We just got a splinters.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is out. You're saying it's not real? What's bigger, 11.9?
And now it's gone.
Yes, that could.
It's the same, but bigger.
No, the leaves are also big. Nein, es ist sehr schön gewesen.